Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason. This video is going to be doing my preview predictions for this coming Wednesday's special 2-hour show of the NXT Rival. Well, it's kind of like their pay-per-view, but you can't really call it a pay. Well, yeah, you could almost call it their pay-per-view. You're paying for the network if you're watching it, right? Right. So, before I get into the card, I'm going to talk a little bit about the number one contenders tournament that's been going on. We first saw Axel versus Finn Balor, and Finn Balor won that one. Um, we also saw Breeze versus Hideo Itami, Adrian Neville versus Kid, and Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey. Now, this last week, we saw matches between Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, or Finn Balor versus Hideo Itami, and Adrian Neville versus Baron Corbin. Now, this was Baron Corbin's first televised loss. Well, as the character he is now, I think he had one other loss when he was just starting out. He jobbed at someone, I don't remember who. Could have been with someone from the Ascension, from all I remember. But yeah, this was a good match between Adrian Neville and Baron Corbin, and I'm talking about NXT episode number 262 that happened last week. This is all stuff that's leading up to this show, so I'm just going over a little bit of the background story first. So bear with me. And this match between Finn Balor versus Hideo Itami. Oh man, this was so good. If you've seen these guys wrestle each other before in New Japan, then you know how good these matches can be. And the fact that they're on a WWE, level now, it's so great to see. I'm so happy for these guys. They're so good. So now, Finn Balor beat Hideo Itami and Adrian Neville beat Baron Corbin. So now, for the number one contenders spot for the NXT Championship, we're going to see at the Rival show Finn Balor versus Adrian Neville. Now, we have not seen Finn Balor in the war paint or face makeup, whatever you want to call it, since the last special show. He came out and he did the the tag match with Itami against the Ascension. I think that's what it was. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for this one. The last one, wow, with the headdress and the I don't know what you call that, but it was awesome. It was similar to almost like a cross between the Carnage and the I can't think of that Spider-Man character. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Carnage and Venom. Oh my god, I'm wearing the shirt and I almost forgot it. Kind of a cross between the two. Very cool. Very cool makeup. So, we've also seen him in like the Punisher, with the Punisher symbol, the Punisher skull on his face. We'll have to see. We'll wait and see what he comes up with. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to look kick-ass. I can't wait to see this match. It's going to be one of the highlights of the show. And, honestly, I don't think there is going to be one bad match in this. But as far as a prediction for that one between Finn and Adrian Neville, I got to think that they're pushing Finn Balor for this one, totally. So my prediction is Finn wins this one. Next, we're going to talk about this feud between Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey. It's going to be a no DQ So you're going to see these two tear it up. Two monsters in the ring, just letting loose on each other. Should be good. And, and these two guys aren't, great ring technicians, so to speak. They both have cool finishers. Uh, yeah, I haven't been that impressed with Bull Dempsey. I know he's saying what does he say? He's last of the throwbacks or something like that. Yeah, he does have a throwback look, because if you think about what wrestlers looked like back in the 60s and 70s, not a lot of them had a lot of flashing balls like they do today. They're pretty stripped down, and they're big guys, and they just went out there and they kicked ass. That's what he does. Baron Corbin, I've heard him, along with myself, I've said that he, if booked properly, could very well end up being a next Undertaker type character. More the American badass, though, in my opinion. Let's see. This match, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Baron Corbin on this one. He's been pretty successful. Bull Dempsey's, he's getting his licks in, but he's not finishing off Baron. So I think we're going to see Baron come off with a win in this one. Now we're going to talk about a little rivalry that came out of this tournament that was a bit revisited is Breeze and Hideo Itami. Breeze attacked Hideo after this tournament was done, or I should say after Hideo Itami was eliminated. Attacked him in it was like a backstage interview segment, and then it was announced that these two would face each other. So, and one thing that Itami fans, Hideo Itami fans, Kenta fans, are waiting to see, and we have not seen yet, is his version, which is the original version that fans have come to love through seeing guys like CM Punk do it, the GTS, and every time he gets close to doing it, it gets taken away. And, I think some fans, not all fans, miss CM Punk. And the fact that they could see someone like Hideo Itami do that move again will really make fans happy, including myself. So to see the originator of that move do it in NXT and see his slow rise to the top as well, yeah, I can't wait to see that. So, maybe Tyler Breeze will get a GTS. We'll have to wait and see. Breeze has been hurting for a win lately. I'd hate to think that they'd let him beat Hideo Itami, but man, it's hard to say. It's still going to be a good match, nonetheless. No, you know what? I'm going to go with Itami's going to win this one. So yeah, the rivalry is short-lived. I'm sure it'll continue after this. I'd love to see these two go at it again. I'm sure they will. Next episode or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think Itami's going to come out and win with this one. Next, the NXT Tag Team Championships. Former champions Kalisto and Sin Cara going up against Blake and Murphy, the newly crowned NXT Tag Champs that kind of won out of nowhere. Big surprise. But these two have a ton of charisma. They've got some pretty good chemistry in the ring together. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match. Love watching Sin Cara and Kalisto work together because it's not the original Sin Cara; it's Hunico, but it's so it's the new and improved Sin Cara, and Kalisto is just awesome. It's like watching Rey Mysterio from 10 plus years ago. Um, New and improved Rey, because God knows Rey's got to be out the door soon. Um, yeah, I think Blake and Murphy are going to hang on to the tag team championships. Does that mean they're going to break up Kalisto and Sin Cara, or are they going to just move them to the main roster? Because the main roster, I mean, yeah, it's great that the Ascension is there, but man, they really need some new blood bad. They really do. Kick Enzo and Big Cass up there, or kick Kalisto and Sin Cara up there, something. Or bring back Bubba and Devon. They're not in NXT. But anyways, just wishful thinking from a wrestling fan. Next, the four-way. The NXT Women's four-way match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch versus the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte. This is another one that it's really tough to pick. And, I gave my predictions for this last week on the podcast with the Ringside Ramblers on the Rambling About Wrestling podcast. And I think I actually picked, Becky Lynch to win this one, which would be a shock. It really would. I would love to see her win it, get it for a while. She doesn't have to carry it for a long time. But just to see her do something. I mean, she's really good. I mean, I know she's a heel. She's playing, kind of the devil's sidekick to Sasha Banks, but she even turned on Sasha. So, we'll see what kind of crowd reaction she gets at the show. Because it's every, well, I almost said every man for itself. It's every woman for herself. Yeah, I think Becky's going to come out on top of this one. I think we might see a surprise. But nonetheless, it's going to be a good women's match. You can't go wrong with these four. Great rivalries, great women's wrestling action, courtesy of NXT. Let's see. Am I missing anything besides the main event? Yeah, we might see another one thrown in there, because so far we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. We could see maybe Enzo Amore and Big Cass in a match, or at least make an appearance. Those guys are hot. They're white hot. They're popular. Get the crowd going. Wouldn't be surprised if they start out the show. That'd be cool. Maybe. We'll see. Or will we see the debut of Solomon Crow? Was it a couple weeks ago? I don't think there was anything on this last week's show, but 2 weeks ago we did see a little hint of something between the Tyson Kidd and Adrian Neville entrance. That's long overdue too. Can't wait to see that. We'll have to wait and see. I heard, those that Solomon Crow and Hideo Itami were doing matches against each other, like house shows down in Florida. Oh my God, I would love to see that. That'd be incredible. Maybe we'll see that soon. We'll have to wait and see. Now, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Man. this is going to be special. It really is, you know. And they took the time to make the promos that showed the history between these two guys, you know, whether it be, you know, international stuff around the world or Ring of Honor or wherever, you know, these two traveled the world together, wrestling each other side by side. It's a storied, long going rivalry, um, one of the best ones in wrestling history, in my opinion. And now we get to see it in the WWE. Um, it it doesn't get any better than this. These two are going to pound the crap out of each other. Kevin Owens claimed in the promo that he, 2 months to the date after his debut, is going to become NXT champion. Man, you know, there's not a lot of times when Kevin Owens or Steen says something and you take it with a grain of salt. No, what he says is the truth. You know, he's a believable guy. Man, would they really strip Sammy that quickly of his championship? But you got to think this rivalry is going to go on for a while. Hell, I don't mind if it goes on for like half the year. You know, different matches. You know, we'll have to wait and see. Man, it's another one of those tough ones because, you know, when you think about who's going to win, it's not just who's going to win and that's it. You try to think where the rivalry is going to go. You know, I honestly think Kevin's going to win this one. He's someone very special, and I think he's destined to be on the main roster within the next year and kicking John Cena's ass. It's destiny. It's got to be. And I think fans want to see it. Kevin's kid wants to see it. Little side joke. If you've heard Kevin talk in his videos about his son, then you know that that's one match that his son wants to see is, you know, I asked him, and I don't remember if it was an interview or a promo or what it was, but he asked him, you know, when are you going to wrestle John Cena? You know, it's like, it's going to happen someday. It really is. So, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. You know, whether I'm wrong or right, I really don't care. It's going to be a hell of a match. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to say Kevin wins it. That's it. So yeah, you know, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was telling the guys, I was telling my wife this too. She's a wrestling fan, not as big as me, but nonetheless. Honestly, for me, it's like a tie between my excitement for Lucha Underground and NXT. And Raw and SmackDown are now becoming like my number 3. Not that I still don't love watching Raw and SmackDown, but I'm just not as excited about it as I am about NXT and Lucha Underground. They're both on the same night. You know, I try to watch them both either the night of or the next day. You know, I might do a video on that soon. You know what do I consider, you know, the better show? You know, the rivalry on Wednesday night between NXT and Lucha Underground. Which one's better? You know, pros and cons, and you know, or maybe I'll do like a fantasy video. You know, someone from NXT versus Lucha Underground. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Think about that. I mean, obviously, it's never going to happen, but you know, as a wrestling fan, kind of like the classic things that all fans my age, we used to think about when they were younger, like the classic rivalry between Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair that never happened because Hulk Hogan was in WWF and Flair was in WCW. That kind of thing, on that level. Just a little different. So yeah, but nonetheless, just thinking out loud for some upcoming videos I might do. It'll be a lot of fun to do that. So that's my predictions. Thank you for watching. And if you like those ideas for any upcoming videos, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And by all means, let me know what you think about this show that's coming up. Let me know who you think is going to win. Give me your predictions. Let me know who you think is going to win. Compare it to mine. We'll see who's right. We'll see who's wrong. It doesn't matter. It's just fun. So that's it for this one. Thanks.